Hello everyone, my name is Kaiju Cooper, and today we are taking a look at the Transformers Rise of the Beasts Voyager class RHINOX. Now this is the mainline version, and I am very happy that I was able to find this figure because I haven't been able to find most of the Transformers Rise of the Beasts toys, and I walked into Walmart today and they just happen to have a ton of them. Now when I say Rise of the Beasts toys, I am talking about the Voyagers and Deluxes. I'm not really interested in all the more gimmicky toys. The Beast Weaponizers are pretty good, but yeah. This guy was just buried behind a bunch of different boxes, and I saw the Rhino render on the box out of the corner of my eye, and I just snatched him right up. So yeah, here he is. And I will say this is a really, really good figure. But before we actually talk about the figure itself, let's take a look at the box. Here's the box. It's a very nice box. I really love the whole bright green ancient Mayan pyramid aesthetic they went for on all these boxes. It just looks so nice, and it really stands out compared to all the other boxes that I have, like Studio Series, Buzzworthy Bumblebee, and Kingdom. It just looks really nice. It's very unique. You get this beautiful render of RHINOX in his Rhino mode on the front. It continues on to the side, Maximal logo. RHINOX, Transformers Rise of the Beast logo, 6 Plus, Hasbro, Transformers, another Maxima logo right there. Another render of RHINOX right there. You got all those chains hanging out of him. And I'm going to be honest, that doesn't make much sense to me. Is it like part of him? Are the chains part of him? Are there just chains in between? Are there chains between like flaps of his skin? Because that's kind of nasty. Product shots. So yeah, there it is. Top of the box just has the logo again, and this is plasticless, which I really don't care. It's fine in my opinion. Barcode, yeah, that's it for the box. Coming back to the figure here, he does look very nice. There's a lot of mechanical detailing here. Taking a look at the chest, there's nice paneling there, and some of you may have noticed he doesn't have the classic rhino jaw that RHINOX is kind of known for on his design. I will say, though, this guy does share quite a few similarities with Kingdom RHINOX, although I will say this is a much better figure. He's just very fun. I do recommend you wait for the Studio Series one. I'll probably get that one on top of this one, which I know that's a bit much, but yeah, this is still a really good figure, and I probably wouldn't have gotten it if Perspective End hadn't recommended it, and I'm glad he did, because this is still a very enjoyable figure. Now, to get some complaints out of the way, first of all, and the biggest complaint is he's kind of boring in terms of colors. He's just this very odd shade of brown. It's not particularly dark brown. He's just brown, gray, and silver. And the silver does pop a lot, but this figure could have benefited from some darker colors. I definitely think some dry brushing or some black washing here would look good. Black washing is a term for paint. It's not racist, I swear. It could just use something to bring out the depth a little bit more. It does look a little bit bland. And, oh boy, that face is kind of scary. I don't know how to feel about that. He's got some nice green eyes, though. I do like that. It looks like RHINOX if he was a serial killer. So, yeah. That's RHINOX's head. You also get the Rhino head on the actual back. Here's some nice silver there, and we'll take a look at that more in the Rhino mode. And yeah, in terms of kibble, it's about the same as the Kingdom one. He's not very gappy. Actually, I don't think he has many gaps at all. I mean, obviously when you move the arms out too much, you see all that, but it's not too big of a deal. Yeah, that is pretty much it for his details. So yeah. Taking a look at accessories, he comes with these two dual machine guns, and I gotta say, these are way better than the Kingdom ones. The Kingdom ones were absolutely horrible. They were small and dinky, and they didn't feel like the giant chain guns he had in the original series. Now, I'm just gonna say this now. I guess it's kind of spoilers, not really. He doesn't have the chain guns in the movie. He just has a hammer. So that's what the Studio Series version is for. And yeah. Another thing he can do, I guess this counts as an accessory, he can pull the horn off. Oh, I didn't like the I do not like that snapping sound. And I don't know, but that kind of looks like a different animal. Kind of looks like a hippopotamus. I don't know why. It just does. And you're supposed to take this horn and plug it onto his shoulder for some reason, I guess. I don't really like doing that. It just looks uneven with the way it hooks onto the shoulder. It just looks awful. I will say, some very nice silver on that horn piece there. Really pops. You can have him hold it. It is on 5mm pegs, so I guess you could shank someone with that. So yeah, that's the horn. I prefer to just keep it plugged back here. But yeah, I'll just leave it here. Why not? And yeah, oh, I forgot to mention, you get some nice molded in chains here. That's a nice touch. I don't know why he has chains on him, but it's just some nice mechanical detailing along with these pistons here. All the pistons, wow. Oof. He's also got a crotch flap like Last Night Optimus Prime. But yeah, these chain guns are also painted very nicely. I wish there was just some more of this green here on the figure, maybe on the chest. Just somewhere to bring them to life a little bit more, but it works okay. It actually does match the color palette of the Rhino a little bit better, of his Rhino mode from the movie, because I'm pretty sure the Studio Series version is just silver, so yeah. And like I was saying, the chain guns here are very nicely sculpted. They look like the original chain guns from the show. Taking a look at the actual base part, you get some of the ammunition there, a little pipe there. Pretty nice, and it ports in right there. Now, the way these go on is they kind of cover the whole hand and just plug on there. So yeah, I actually do like the way it covers the hand a little bit more. I don't know why. I just like it more than him holding it. It feels more... It makes the chain guns feel longer because, you know, it's part of the arm. It doesn't make them feel as short as they actually are. And thankfully, you can actually spin these. So yeah, you get the nice little sharp edges. They're not actually sharp. And those little thingamajigs, whatever you call those. So yeah, that's pretty much it for accessories. And if you're going to display them in robot mode, this is definitely how you should display them. I really like the way this looks. So yeah. One more thing I gotta say. I know I already said this, but the face just creeps me out so much. He's scary. He's so scary. He's like... I can't put into words how much fear this puts the fear of God into my deep, dark soul. I'm afraid of him. I am in... He's like a merchant of the devil. I don't trust him. Do you trust those eyes? Neither do I. He's looking down at something, but I don't know what he's looking down at. So yeah, that's RHINOX. Has my camera been out of focus this whole time? God damn it. Articulation for RHINOX is pretty average. I've seen better, I've seen worse, and this guy's right in the middle. So, for the head, we get a head swivel, which is actually way below average. I'm used to ball joints at this point. But yeah, you get a swivel. Arms can go all the way around, 360. There is a hinge joint that goes out, although that does look really weird when you do that. So, T-pose. You get a hinge joint at the elbow that pulls 90 degrees. Little bit over, I think. Tiny bit. You get a swivel right above the elbow. And no swivel at the wrists, sadly. Those are completely static. You do get a swivel at the waist, though, and you can do the splits. 2 hinge joints at the hips. They can go past, way past, oh my god, acrobatic. He can kick pretty far. He can kick backwards pretty far. And there's a knee swivel. Knee bend, a little bit past 90 degrees, I think. That is a bit of a gap, but not too big of a deal. There is a hinge joint at the toe that's more for transformation. It can only go down. And a pivot. So, posing on this guy is okay. Not horrible. Not particularly amazing or anything. But overall, pretty decent. Now it's time for the size comparisons. Here he is next to Studio Series Scourge, who is very, very tall. Good golly gee. Look at that. So there's Scourge, and here he is next to the Jungle Mission 3-pack, if I can get them in standing positions. Here he is next to Deluxe Nightbird, who fell over. Thanks. Pablo's falling apart. His glasses came off. Give me a quick second. The review for these guys will be out soon, though. We'll say that. If you can please just Half of his glasses fell off, so we're just going to roll with it. There he is next to Deluxe, Pablo. And finally, here he is with his fellow mainline Maximal, Cheetor. These two look pretty good together, although I do think Cheetor's color scheme really just accentuates how boring RHINOX kind of looks. But yeah, they're still pretty good. And with that, let's get on to the transformation for Transformers Rise of the Beasts Mainline RHINOX. Getting into the transformation of the figure, and I am actually going to do transformations again. I think I might just start bringing those back. You want to take all of these pieces off. And of course, you're going to take the rhino horn and just put it back on here. That'll just clip in. And your first step is to first flip down the hands. Then you're going to want to bring this whole back panel out, and this will flip out another section there. That's a very nice click, very satisfying. Rotate the whole waist here, and just leave that as it is for a second. Swivel the head all the way around so the brown part is facing that way, and just bring the whole head assembly forward. And that will just cover it. And rotate the lower arms. And this whole shoulder blade part here will kind of just unclick and lift up into his upper shoulder parts, and that will just, please, that will just stay like that. And that's the front half of the Rhino and the back half. If you handled Kingdom RHINOX, you might be worried, but it is actually much simpler. Swivel his lower legs around, take the back parts, flip those out, flip up his heels on both sides, and flip out these front panels here on both sides. That'll bring the foot inside there, and flip out the other foot, the other leg, and that'll just collapse. Same on this side. It won't go all the way in unless you have the rhino leg flipped out. So yeah, that'll just clip together there. And then you want to position the legs to where they're facing upwards. Like so. Sorry if I keep getting out of frame. These parts will clip together, and then they will also clip on to the thighs. I don't know if you can see that in there. Both sides, and then that will click together and snap that in to the upper half of the Rhino. And that is it for the transformation. After that pretty enjoyable transformation, you get the most adorable refrigerator Rhino ever. Oh my god, he's so precious. I love him. You really don't, it doesn't feel like this was a giant lumbering rhinoceros man with 2 machine guns that was ready to tear your head off. He's so precious. I love him. He's gorgeous. It's a cute little refrigerator Rhino. I don't care what you say. He's beautiful. He's beautiful. I love him. It's so good. This is definitely my favorite out of the 2 modes. I have never actually liked a beast mode to the extent I like this beast mode. I like the way this looks way more than the Studio Series 1. Now, with the Studio Series 1, I guess that could be more movie accurate, but I don't care. This just has just so much charm. He's beautiful. Can you say no to that face? Can you really? Don't lie to yourself. You get tons of nice layered mechanical detailing here with the plates, all these little rib cage part. Little tail. I do wish that stuck out, but it's fine that it's molded in. You get some more pistons here. It is hollow underneath, but that doesn't really matter. And yeah, the arms are very nice. The chains here are much more visible, and there's a little bit of paint on the toes, which looks pretty good. So you got these tiny little spikes all over him for defense, I guess. And the head sculpt here is just beautiful. I love it so much. He can't open his mouth. Just, he's so cute. Look at him. His ears are kind of weird, though. I don't like the way that those extend out. Yeah, very nice silvery rhinoceros horn. You get some nice, like, patchy mechanical detailing here. I love the way that all those pieces connect there, and that little green eye really just works. The chains are painted, a little bit of gray. I do wish that they painted the teeth and the tongue, though. That would have been nice. But yeah, not too much in terms of articulation. You get some forward and backward there. Can go out, but that doesn't really work. You can't really use the elbow bend. You can use the swivel and elbow bend, but that doesn't really look natural. So yeah, and then you get little hinges at the back legs, a little bit of up and down at the head. You can look up pretty far, but then you see the robot head. So just pretty much that's as far as it can go without breaking the sculpt. Mouth can open about that wide. Actually, I think it can go wider. No, that wide, and can't really look down. Now, in terms of posability for Rhinoceros mode, I'd say definitely go with Studio Series figure. But yeah. Size comparisons. Here's RHINOX next to Studio Series Scourge. And here he is next to Pablo. And oh, his glasses are doing that thing again. Let's not do that. And here he is next to Mainline Cheetor. These two do look very good together in beast mode, but I'm too lazy to transform him right now. So there's some deluxes and leaders for size comparisons. I gotta give this guy an 8 out of 10. He's very good. If the robot mode was a little bit better, it'd be easy 9 or 10. And I definitely think the Rhino mode did a lot of the carrying here. I love this figure so much. So yeah, if you can find one, I recommend picking it up unless you only want one RHINOX, in which case I recommend you wait for Studio Series RHINOX. I mean, it'll be out soon. But yeah, that's it for today's video. Hope you guys enjoyed. Like, subscribe, and all that nonsense. And I'll see you in the next review, which should be the Buzzworthy Bumblebee 3-pack, which was already filmed and edited and was supposed to come out before this one, but I just had to talk about this guy. I love him. And yeah, that's pretty much it. So bye-bye.